Hi everyone, welcome back to Peace, our 30-day yoga journey. Today is day 19, Expand. I'd like to share a quote with you by Jann. Life shrinks or expands according to one's courage. Life shrinks or expands according to one's courage. So it takes some courage to expand your boundaries, to try different things, to be open to new ideas. But that's how we really live a full, balanced, healthy life. So we're going to start by expanding our breath, tuning into your breath, expanding the breath. So as you inhale, feel your chest, your ribs, your lungs expand. And as you exhale, feel like a downward expansion where you're sinking into the ground, connecting with the earth. Inhale. Let your chest rise up, let your body swell with the breath. And as you exhale, just softly let it go. Think of expanding each inhale to make it a little bit longer, and expanding each exhale to make it a little bit longer. Feel the space in between the inhales and the exhales, in between the exhales and the inhales. And start to circle around, starting with some smaller circles and gradually expanding the circle. Just being really free and open with your movement. Feeling yourself rocking on your sit bones. And switch the direction of your circles. Nice. Come back to center. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up, reaching through your fingertips. And as you exhale, sweep your arms out to the side as you lower down. Inhale, reach up, expanding your reach, and exhale, float down. A couple more times. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, float it down. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. Just close your eyes if they're not already closed and notice how you're feeling. Just after focusing on expanding the breath, expanding your reach. Now open your eyes, and we're going to work on expanding the space between our toes. So grab the big toe and the pinky toe of your right foot and start to twist them from side to side. So as the pinky toe comes forward, the big toe goes back. And feel that movement happening in your feet. Then spread your big toe and your pinky toe away from each other. And we're going to do that similar movement between each adjacent toe. So grab your big toe and your second toe, move them back and forth away from each other and out to the side. And second toe and third toe, back and forth, apart. Third toe and fourth toe, back and forth and apart. And fourth toe and fifth toe, back and forth and apart. Now place your foot down on the floor. Take your finger or fingers of either hand and just place it underneath the big toe and pull the big toe forward as far as it'll go. Now use the muscles in your big toe to push your fingers back to the floor. So again, pull up and push down, and pull up and push down. Now see if you can do it without using your other hand. So pick the big toe up and lower it down. Now see if you can pick the other four toes up and lower down. So you want to keep the metatarsal heads, the base of the big toe and the other toes down. So we're not rocking to lift. We just lift and lower. Good. And now just straighten your legs out and notice how it feels. If the foot we just worked on, if there's a little more sensation, a little more awareness of your foot. Let's do the same thing on the left foot. So grab the mount of the big toe and the pinky toe and Move them forward and back so your whole foot is twisting. And then just, again, back and forth and apart. And then work the big toe and the second toe, same way. Third and fourth toes. And fourth and, wait a minute. Second and third toes, third and fourth toes, back and forth and apart. And fourth and fifth toe, back and forth and apart. And then again, place your foot down. Take your finger or fingers underneath the big toe, pull it back. And then push it down. And pull it up and back. And push down. One more time, up and back. Push down. So you're using the muscles of your feet to do that. Now, see if you can just, without using your hand, keeping the mounds of the toes down, lift your big toe up and lower it down. Lift the other four toes up and lower down. Just go back and forth. 2 more times. Good, and straighten out both legs, coming into Dandasana, staff pose. And expand across the shoulders. Expand from your shoulders down into your hands, into the ground. Flex your feet and spread the toes as much as you can. Nice, and now let's come into Navasana, boat pose. So lift your chest up. Lean back a little bit and bring your legs either parallel to the floor or straighten the legs. And then reach your arms forward or up. Now we're going to slowly lower down onto our backs and then rock back up. Pause and hold. And slowly lower down. And rock back up. Pause and hold. See if you can find a little more lift, a little more expansion. And again, slowly lower down. And this time we're going to rock back and forth a few times and play with rocking up to standing. So keeping your chin tucked. See if you can use momentum and come all the way up to stand. Lift and spread all your toes, lower them down, keeping the toes spreading. Open up across the shoulders, and on your inhale, reach up. And on your exhale, expand outward as you lower down. An option to lift up onto your toes as you reach up. So inhale, reach up, gaze up. And exhale, float down. A couple more times. Inhale, reach up, pressing into the big toe mounds. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And you have the option here to stay lifted on your toes as you forward fold. Good. Keep the heels lifted. You can come onto your fingertips. And then lower the heels down, lift the front of the foot up. Spread the toes. Lower the front of the foot down, lift the heels up. And lower down, lift the front of the foot up. One more time. Toes down, heels up. And heels down, toes up. Lower down, step back into plank. And think of expanding your whole back. Keep that lift as you lower down. Inhale, curl up into your cobra. Exhale, lower down. Interlace your fingers behind your back for a locust pose. Roll the shoulders open. Reach back through your arms and lift up through the whole front side of your body. Find that inner lift. Reaching out through the toes, reaching out through the fingers. And slide your hands back by your sides. Pull your feet together. Lower your feet down. Rise up. Cobra. Keep the shoulders spreading apart, so don't let them round and come forward. Think of pulling them apart. And lower down. Release your fingers behind your back again. Reach back, lift up. And lower down, bring your hands back down. Rise up. Cobra. One more time, expand forward as you lower. Interlace your fingers, open up the shoulders, reach back and up. And lower your hands back down. Rise up, cobra. Lower down. And lift up and back, downward facing dog. So think of expanding the whole back line of your body. So if you could imagine starting at a point between your eyebrows, and then imagine that line of energy going up and over the top of your head, down the back of your neck, down through the entire spine, all the way out through your tailbone and your sit bones as they reach toward the sky. And then imagine that line of energy pouring down the back of your legs, back of your knees, back of your calves, back of your heels, down into the heels. So there's this long line energy expansion. Inhale, round forward to plank. Exhale, glide back to down dog. Inhale forward. Exhale back, and just go back and forth at your own pace. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up to the sky. And on your exhale, step it all the way forward between your hands. Pivot on your feet, facing the long edge of your mat. And you start to sway from side to side. And then we'll do some big circles. So start to sweep out to the left, overhead, over to the right, and down. Really reaching, expanding while you're staying grounded through your legs. Nice big sweeping circles. And next time when you circle forward, we're going to bring turn the right toes forward, reach out through your fingertips, and then reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior two, swing the back arm forward as you lift the back heel up, crescent lunge, and start to circle. Circle to the right, and circle kind of open to the left. Again, keep reaching through your fingertips as you circle. And circle back, reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior two, pivot the back foot up again, and circle. Just 3 circles here. And back open to warrior two. Reach back, reverse your warrior. And come back through warrior two, straighten your front leg. Forward fold, and again, just start to sway back and forth. And this time we'll circle in the opposite direction, so kind of a counterclockwise direction. Just nice full circles. The next time you circle back, open up, point the left toes forward, warrior two. Reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Come back forward through warrior two, pivot the back heel up as you reach your arm forward, and find these nice circles from side to side. Keeping the legs super engaged. And keeping the upper body just moving in this nice fluid motion. And reach back, reverse your warrior again. Come forward, lifting the back heel up, and circle. One more time, we're going to circle back, reverse warrior two. And come back to center, straighten the front leg, forward fold. And just bend one knee and then the other knee, moving from side to side. Come back to center and step back into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands and grab a blanket or a towel or anything you can fold up and make into like a nice rounded shape, like a little mini bolster kind of thing. And we're going to lie back on this bolster with the bolster right underneath the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So not up high. We don't want the blanket touching the top of our shoulders, but right around the bottom tip of the shoulder blades. And lie down. So notice there's nothing underneath the top of my shoulders, but right underneath the shoulder blades. And bring your arms into like a cactus position, if you can, or any other position that feels like you're getting a nice opening across the chest, big expansion. And you can just relax into this. Notice if your breath becomes naturally more expansive because the chest is wide open. And think of your heart being wide open too. So it takes like really an open heart to be courageous, to be brave, to be vulnerable. We'll just stay here a few more breaths. I want you to remember this feeling of how the blanket is pushing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades forward into your back and how that opens up across the chest. Now we're going to slowly come off the blanket roll. We can move it off to the side and we'll come on to our hands and knees into a kneeling position. And we're going to work on Ustrasana, camel pose, a nice big back bend. So same feeling as if the blanket was behind your shoulder blades. We're going to arch up. So you can even start like by bringing your hands right to the bottom of the shoulder blades and push your thumbs forward, lift up. Scoop your tailbone down a little bit and hug your legs towards each other to protect your back. Keep your chest lifting, your chin slightly tucked. And then release. So let's start with our toes tucked. And to come back into camel, there's a couple different ways to do it, but let's try keeping our back nice and straight. So hug your legs in towards each other, scoop the tailbone down, keep the shoulders back and lean back until you can find your heels, and then lift the chest forward, lift the hips forward, coming into camel pose, Ustrasana. So you don't want your back overarching, you want to keep the tailbone reaching down and the back of the shoulder blades pressing up. Squeeze your legs, come all the way back up. And we'll do that 2 more times. Feel free to untuck your toes if you want to go a little deeper, or keep your toes tucked. So hug in, tailbone down, lean back, reach back, find your heels, and puff your chest up. Push your hips forward, coming into Ustrasana. Keep the legs active as you lift your chest up. Coming back to kneeling position. So let's do that again one more time. So you can push your feet down and in. Notice how that engages your glutes. A little tuck of the tailbone to try and keep length in the low back. And then keeping your body nice and straight. Start to reach back. Find your heels and puff up. Come forward. Squeeze the legs to come all the way back up. Bring your hands forward and step back into downward facing dog. So we're going to play with stepping forward into warrior 3. And then we're going to bring one leg behind us, lower the knees to the ground, spin around, and play with Ustrasana again, okay? So on your next inhale, sweep your right leg up. step your foot all the way forward and rise up into warrior three. You can reach your arms out to the side or bring your hands together in front of your heart, but expand through the back toes, forward through the heart. Then bring your left leg behind you, bend your knees, lower your left knee down first, spin the right knee down, coming to kneeling, and reach back for camel pose, Ustrasana. Lift up through your heart. Take a couple of breaths here. And release your heels. Stretch your arms forward into child's pose. Press into the mat with your hands. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing we just did with the left side. So inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. We're going to come into warrior three, airplane pose. Rise up. Rise up, reach out front to back. And swing your right leg behind you. Bend your knees, lower your knee to the floor. Pivot on your knees. Reach back and lift forward for camel pose, Ustrasana. And come all the way back up. Come into child's pose, reaching your arms forward. And lift up and back, downward facing dog. So we're going to do that whole sequence 2 more times. And see if you can make it like a little smoother, a little more graceful. Or just think of getting into the pose and having fun into this sequence. So inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step forward, rise up, warrior three. Bring your left leg off to the right, bend your knees, lower your knees down, pivot, lift up nice and tall, lean back, and press forward into Ustrasana, camel pose. Lift up through your heart, come into child's pose, and into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward into warrior three, rise up. Reach out. And swing your right leg behind you, lower your knee down, pivot. Maybe this time release your toes and open up. Reach back, Ustrasana, lift up. And come on back up and into child's pose. And back to downward facing dog. Last round. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step it all the way forward as you rise up. Warrior three. Maybe see if you can get a little bit more expansive from fingertip to fingertip, from crown of the head out through the toes. And reach your left leg over to the right, lower your knees down. Maybe point your toes, find your camel pose. And lift up and forward, child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift up, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step forward, warrior three, rise up. Expand, reach, float. Reach your right leg over to the side, bend your knees, lower down. Maybe untuck your toes, reach back, and lift forward. Child's pose. And downward facing dog. Look towards your hands and step or hop forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Spread your toes, lift the arches. Exhale, forward fold. Press down into the earth to rise all the way up. Maybe take a little back bend here with your hands to your heart. And rise back up. Release your arms, float them all the way down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float down. And we'll play with dancer pose. So maybe step into the middle of your mat. And this time we'll hold one leg with one hand and reach out through the other hand. So as you inhale, reach your left knee up. Take your left hand down, your left leg to your foot, and start to expand forward and backwards at the same time. See if you can lift your heel away from your hip. And open up. Then slowly come on out. Pull your knee back up, reach your arms up, straighten your front leg, and slowly lower down as you lower your arms down by your sides. The other side, so lift and spread your toes. As you inhale, reach your right knee up. And as you exhale, reach your right hand down your right leg and start to reach forward and back. Just take your time. And slowly come on out. Pull your knee back up into your chest. Extend your leg and slowly float it down. Let's try that one more time each side. So inhale, the left leg reaches up. And grab your foot, extend forward and back. Expand. And slowly come on back out. Pull your knee up. Maybe straighten your leg and float it all the way down. Connect with the earth, spread your toes, hug in. As you inhale, reach the right knee up. And exhale, reach for your foot and start to reach forward and back. Opening up the back leg, the back knee, reach your knee up. And slowly start to come out. Pull your knee into your chest. Straighten your leg. Slowly lower down. And come on into a squat. Let your back round. And if you feel like it, we'll play with a little crow pose. Just like a couple of tries, maybe 2 or 3 tries. So, and you're welcome to stay in a squat, hang out. Otherwise, lift your hips, spread your fingers, gaze forward. Lift up through your back and start to reach your toes off the floor, hugging your heels towards your hips. And lower down. Kind of came out of that one a little bit fast. So just play again and think of expanding upward, forwards, and really an upward lift. Lower down. Maybe take a little break. And we'll try one more time. So you can try as many times as you want. You could skip this last one, or maybe this is the one where you're gonna feel a little more expansion, feel a little more courageous coming into it, a little more comfortable. And see if we can hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, and lower onto our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. And come on into happy baby. Gently rock from side to side. And we're going to do a twist, so a twist of your choice. So you could do a nice basic twist with your legs at 90 degrees, or you could eagle eyes your legs, wrap your legs around each other if you want a deeper twist. So it's up to you, and we'll just twist over to the right. And let everything relax here. And come on back to center. Unwrap your legs if you were eagle-eying the legs. And wrap them with the left knee on top if you're doing eagle legs, or with the legs at 90 degrees, twist over to the left. Again, let everything relax here. Come back to center, unwrap your legs, and come back into your happy baby. And maybe you rock all the way from one side and all the way to the other side, or just little rocks, it's up to you. And come back to center, straighten both legs, hug your feet towards each other, and gently pull your legs toward your chest. Maybe your hips come off the floor and you come into plow pose, and maybe not. And we're going to slowly lower down and make our way into savasana. Again, just staying here for a minute or so, but you're welcome to stay longer. And notice how you feel after working with this quality of expansion, being expanded and courageous, open-hearted. Notice how you feel. Focus on your exhales and letting go. If you want, you can begin to gently turn your head from side to side. Maybe reach your arms over your head, pulling your ribs to the floor, and reaching from your fingertips to your toes. And then very slowly, gently make your way up into a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me again. And And I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below, and see you tomorrow for day 20, Inward Journey. Namaste.